Agatha Raisin and the Dead Ringer, written by M.C. Beaton and read by Penelope Keith. Chapter 1. The Cotswolds in the West Midlands are rated as a beauty spot. They are reckoned to be the only beauty spot made by man, the attraction lying in their gardens and thatched cottages. Busloads of tourists are taken to Stow-on-the-Wold, the Slaughters, and places like Beaton on the Water to look at other tourists scrambling for places in tea shops, not realising that there are a great number of pretty villages off the beaten track. Such was the village of Thurk Magna. The residents were proud of the fact that few tourists ever sullied the quiet of their rural village, even though the pride of the village, the Norman church of St. Ethelred, boasted one of the finest sets of bells in the country. And there were no bell ringers more dedicated than Mavis and Millicent Dupin. They were identical twins in their early 40s. They dressed alike in twin sets, baggy tweed skirts and brogues. Both had long, thin faces and long, thin noses. They were very proud of the Dupin nose, which they claimed had come over with William the Conqueror. The twins lived in the manor house, a square Georgian building overlooking the duck pond. Their normally placid lives had been thrown into turmoil, for the bishop was to visit, and a special peal of bells was to be rung for him. The twins summoned the other 6 bell ringers to their home to decide on a special peal. The 6 were normally united in their dislike of the twins and their passionate love of campanology, although some had joined the troupe for other reasons and subsequently found out that they had developed a love of bell-ringing. They shuffled into the drawing-room of the manor house and waited while Mavis wheeled in a trolley laden with tea and cakes, and her sister, Millicent, began to hand round napkins. Helen Toms, the vicar's wife, hated those napkins, for they were double damask and embroidered in one corner with the twins' initials. Somehow, Helen always managed to spill a little tea on one of those precious napkins, and Millicent would snatch it from her, making distressed clucking sounds, like a hen about to lay. Helen, with her wings of dark hair and her clear complexion, would have been attractive, had she not been so edgy and nervous. Because of inverted snobbery, Harry Berry, the sexton, considered himself a man of the people, and the sisters, with their private income, parasites. He had a red face with a perpetual smile and small beady eyes filled with distrust. Julian Brodie was a handsome lawyer, 2 times divorced, though no one quite knew why, because he was a relative newcomer to the village. The twins made a great fuss of him, to the irritation of Colin Docherty, a teacher of physics at a nearby high school, who had previously been the favourite. He had a nervous habit of cracking his knuckles and whistling through a gap in his front teeth. Joseph Meridown, the butcher, was so red in the face, like a rare sirloin, that the others often feared he might have a stroke during practice. Helen Toms was always surprised that the men did not chase after Gloria Buxton, a curvaceous blonde with a salon tan and collagen-enhanced lips. Gloria had been divorced from her banker husband for 10 years, and from her blonde hair to her stilettos seemed an odd person to take up bell-ringing. But, as Helen's friend Margaret Bloxby, who was married to a vicar as well, had said, bell-ringing was not a hobby, it was an obsession. Mavis rapped her spoon against her cup as a sign that the meeting was to begin, and, not to be outdone, Millicent rapped her spoon as well. In her high fluting voice, Millicent got in first. "It is great honour, this forthcoming visit by the Bishop. In his honour, it would be a good idea if we could aim for the longest bell ringing, the Oxford treble bob major." Joseph Merridown gasped. "But that took over 10 hours, that did. 'Twould kill us, that would."